Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to another Coffee with Kittl. I have a very special guest with me today, and I'm going to let her talk about some of her story and getting into design. And you're also a new creator, right? A new Kittl creator, template creator for us,
Yeah.
I believe, which is
Hi,
exciting.
everyone.
Yeah. So I'm going to actually share your website and introduce who you are, your background, and then we're going to get into some ways to generate income as a creative, as a designer. So I'll hand it over to you while I get your website up.
Yeah, okay. I'm Ilona Repkina. I'm a pattern maker, watercolor artist, and graphic artist also. I'm from Ukraine. I was born in Kiev and I live in Kiev. I work from home, actually from my home studio. Also, I have two kids and husband. My background, I start working online with digital items since 2014.
Wow.
Yeah, it's almost 10 years, and I love this. It's my passion.
Yeah. Yeah. And so about 10 years, I mean, that's a long
Yeah,
time. Also just some beautiful work as I was going through it earlier. I want to know, like, how did you get like started? Like for me, this kind of design particular is just extremely difficult for me to achieve, let alone probably anybody starting out. But like just over time, how where did the like passion or love for this kind of design,
yeah,
like what we're seeing, like where was that? Did you see something while you were walking, or did you see somebody
exactly.
else's work? Yeah, like what inspired you?
For this design, this is actually real watercolor on paper. So I was in Portugal with
Mm,
my colleagues. We were celebrating an anniversary of our studio. Previously, I worked in art studio, also digital, also about microstocks, and we were on vacation in Portugal, and I saw this beautiful azulejo tiles.
yeah.
It's like ceramic tiles, and I love these colors. It's blue mostly and yellow, and that's why I decided to create a collection with these tiles. I draw them by hand,
Wow.
and I made some patterns with these tiles and like frames and other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's one of my most popular collections. So I put it
Mm,
on my website, on my banner, everywhere.
right. And I mean, just so everybody can get kind of an idea, like if how long did it kind of take you practicing and iterating to get like, you know, the style right? Like, or were you just naturally like, oh, I did it. It's great.
It's hard question. I just love the process. So I can
Mm,
start drawing just with one line and don't think about what I will do, what I
mm,
have to draw. So
yeah.
just relax and play with imagination.
Interesting.
And
Yeah.
um, this summer, I saw in Instagram a restaurant. Uh, this restaurant take my azulejo designs. I don't know where they buy this design, on which platform,
Mm-mm.
and they made uniform for wall restaurant. They
Wow.
make t-shirts, tablecloths, and everyone with these azulejos. It was so inspiring.
Wow,
That
that's
was
so
my
neat. Yeah.
dream.
Yeah, that's amazing when you get to see some people, some company, some whatever using your stuff. That's always
Yeah,
like that's
and
always
it's
the
so
best.
beautiful. I
Yeah.
definitely have to go to this restaurant somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, well that would be considered a major win, right? Like,
Yeah,
I mean, do you have any other instances like that where you have either seen like a business or a company like using your patterns, or is that kind of like the big one?
yeah. This the big one. I So another restaurant using my azulejos. So also from my Etsy shop, I often see how people are using my azulejos for cake decoration. I don't know the actual name of this. So they cook a
Yes.
cake, birthday
Yeah.
cake, and decorate with this. I
So
didn't
cool.
imagine that this is
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how they do that, but there's a lot of baking shops and even like kind of grocery
Yeah.
places that will they can like put someone's face on cake. Like I don't know how they do it, but it's actually really really neat. So I want to ask before we get into some of the kind of selling tips, because you've already mentioned a couple places where, clients or customers could have purchased these patterns or packs. What can you walk us through some of the tools that you use to achieve the look in, get it into the digital format? Because you said like sometimes you're doing it on paper, right? Whether it's watercolor or maybe the line art. But maybe if you just, I'm just for anybody that's curious, and myself included, what's your process taking it from that
Yeah.
first step, getting it to digital?
The process is may be different depending on what I want to create.
Okay.
So the main programs, software I use, it's Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop. So that's the main. Also, I can draw on iPad because
Okay.
it's very easy to using Procreate and this watercolor brushes. I can erase, I can move, I can make designs
Yeah.
very fast. Yeah, and now I'm using Kittl because Kittl has amazing AI feature. So I
Okay.
just discovering this.
Yeah.
So first, if you wanna describe the process, so I draw something. For example, this one is line art
Yeah.
um, with liner, and I scan this and make a trace. Then I
Mm.
can color it or design a pattern in Adobe.
Okay. Yes. All right. So similar to lettering process, like when I
Yeah,
letter,
very similar.
and then yeah, I'll either draw over it in Procreate and then make it vector, maybe in something like Fresco, or yeah, you can use a
Mhm.
vectorizer feature or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like when you're, but what about the watercolor ones that you're kind of starting on? Like how does that? Are you just taking extremely high resolution photos?
Yeah, I have a
Okay.
good scanner.
Oh, scanner.
Epson.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and my colleagues was asking which model of scanner I have. So it's Epson Perfection, and
Okay.
it has 600 dpi, so
Wow.
very huge. And I scan this and I remove background. You can use a lot of different software to remove background. So it can be Photoshop with a lasso tool, or it
Right.
can be another one.
Yeah. That's
And yeah,
that's
so
that
it's
that's
rough.
good to hear the tip about the scanner. I have I use Epson uh, paper. I have a Canon printer because I'm printing like posters, high quality posters. But I love the Epson line of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
I have another friend that he has one of the Epson scanners, and he actually will scan film in, and it'll make the film from his cameras like just massive quality, like super high. So
yeah.
I'm sure people are always going to be curious to figure out what scanner is best, because sometimes the little at home printer you have with the scanner on top just isn't going to cut it if you do this immaculate
Sometimes I
art.
can make a photo. I
Yeah,
can make
yeah.
a photo using my not Apple. It's
Oh, right,
Android,
yeah.
so not a problem.
Yeah. So you mentioned Kittl for the AI features and some AI art generation. What are you like? What have you found that works well about it? Are you creating packs of stuff to sell with the AI? Like, how has that been implemented into your process in selling? Like yeah, basically what have you been using the AI for?
Actually, now I don't implement this AI, any AI features in my work process,
Mm,
because I'm addicted to real art, real
right.
drawing. Yeah, and but I test this because it's our new life. A lot of AI around us.
Sure.
So yeah, I love how Kittl AI is generating line art,
Line
and
art. Okay. Yeah.
also can create patterns. So just played with this to get inspiration, how it works, and so on.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, especially for the inspiration. If you don't know where to go with certain design or what something should look like, or even combining stuff together, uh, along with our reference, like you can upload your own image as a reference, which is nice now. So let's get into the kind of bulk of what I want to talk about, which is selling your stuff. Because whether those of you who are watching are trying to be a pattern designer or an illustrator or a graphic designer that's creating stuff to sell, at some point we both of us believe it is in your best interest to have multiple ways to sell, have multiple income streams happening, not trying to depend solely on a large freelance job or yeah, these little tasks that you might get on Fiverr or something, but like actually selling your work or licensing your work. And so I'm sure there's a kind of a laundry list of questions underneath that, but your main belief, as you like to call it, is not putting all of your eggs in one basket, right?
Yeah, that's
A
right.
metaphor we're all very familiar with, and we 100% back that claim to not just have everything in this one thing. Because if that one thing goes away, you have no other way to generate income. So, not relying on one avenue, one marketplace is the best solution. So, you obviously have found some stuff that works that generates income that sells. So, can you tell us where you're selling, like maybe how many places you sell, and then I think everybody would be interested to know, like walking through the process because it can sound overwhelming. Like, oh, I got to set up a shop on this, I got to set up a shop. I can do all the things, but like if you just, I imagine if you just tackle it one at a time, you can get everything up and running, and then when you do a new product, you just upload it everywhere. So maybe start with how many places are you selling, then like what are you selling, and then what was the process in getting all of those things set up?
Yeah, I will try to explain how it works.
Okay. Yeah, no, good.
um, I actually sell on approximately 20 different platforms and
Wow.
marketplaces. So yeah,
Wow.
I don't tell you all this because I don't remember. I have
Sure.
a spreadsheet.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so we're gonna start with what I create.
Okay.
So there is three types of digital items. It's elements, designs, and patterns. So
Patterns. Okay.
when I create, yeah, when I create an element, I can make a set of elements like a small collection, and usually upload this set of elements to microstocks. This is platform like Shutterstock, Adobe Stock, Vector
Mm,
Stock, and so on, so on. There are a lot of platforms, and actually, you even can use a special software um, to make the process of uploading faster.
mm,
And so this is one um, group
got
of
it.
place where I sell microstock. Yeah.
Okay.
So from these elements, I can create designs. It
Okay.
can be frames or even templates, banners, maybe compositions, um, a lot of different stuff, which is not a single element.
Right, right.
Yeah, so I can upload these designs to marketplaces. For example, Etsy. So I
Okay.
can create a beautiful floral frame and upload to Etsy, like a single item.
Right.
And the third group is patterns. I am combining these elements into a seamless design to be used as seamless pattern, for example, for fabric or for wallpapers and so on. Everywhere
Mm.
is patterns around us. And this is the third um, group of places where I sell. So it is pattern licensing
Right. Okay.
platforms or even shops, and yeah, it's Spoonflower. It's a
Spoonflower.
separate marketplace. Um, it's not actual marketplace like Etsy. It's another one. It's a shop where people buy fabrics,
Oh, wow.
which is designed by artists around the world. So you buy a real product, not digital. You buy fabric.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, you can buy wallpaper, and yeah, that's another one, another specific. And yeah, so I can say that three groups of elements of digital items: elements, designs, and patterns.
Got it.
And places where I sell, it's microstock, marketplace, microstocks, marketplaces, uh, platforms like Spoonflowers, pattern licensing, and the fourth is print on demand service like Redbubble or Society 6.
Mm.
Yeah, so this is platform when I can sell my digital um, designs printed on products like
Right.
mugs and t-shirts and yeah, posters. Um, I use it not very often. I have only one platform. It's Redbubble, and yeah, but I have it. It's
Right.
also small income.
Yeah. Sure.
And the second and the last one and my favorite place to sell is my own shop on
Mm.
my website. So I created my personal website where you can see and read that I'm Ilona and what I'm doing. And there I have a shop where I can sell all these items. So elements, patterns, and so on.
Right.
And I forgot to mention that when I create elements, designs, and patterns, after this, I combine this into entire digital collection.
Oh, okay.
So this is a big product for another designers, and this product is selling on platforms like Creative Market or
Mm.
Design Cards or
Yeah.
Design Bundles. Yeah.
Right.
So for designers. So when designer come to Creative Market, he can this designer can buy my product and design T-shirts to sell on Etsy, for example.
Right. Yeah.
That's
So they're utilizing your assets to then go and create their own designs. Yeah, I love Creative Market. I sell a lot of things on there, and like you mentioned, design cuts as well. So, um, what is there like? I know you have broken those down into kind of three different things, and then obviously you have like the what would be like a I guess like a fabric print on a man, the Spoonflower thing where they can buy fabric with your designs, with your patterns on them. Then you have the assets. Then you have these things like Creative Market. Is there any particular one of those that you got started with first that was easy? Like what was I
the
guess what
easiest one.
yeah, what was the process of like I know I can get started with this one. I'm not going to overwhelm myself with all 20 or whatever whatever
Oh,
it is that you said. But like maybe if you had to pick the top
yeah,
3, you know what I mean? Like what can people get started with?
I can pick top one.
Okay.
The best way to start in this digital selling, this is, I will recommend Adobe Stock. because it's a micro stock. Um, it's very popular right now. So, for example, 5 or 7 years ago, I would recommend you start with Shutterstock.
Oh, I
But
see.
now they cut it earnings, and did some bad things.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, royalties are going to be lower
Mm.
and lower, but Adobe stock you can sell. You can earn, for example, $2, $3, $10 per one single element.
Oh,
So
wow.
it can be sold multiple times, and yeah, it's great.
Yeah, wow. That's
It's
interesting.
easy. You just draw your element, um, put your keywords, title, and upload to Adobe Stock. Also, Adobe Stock has AI feature which help you to put keywords. It's like keyword suggestion. So yeah, it's very very easy.
Yeah. And what kind of success have you seen on the Etsy side? Obviously the Etsy's got so much capability from the handcrafted nature of it, buying handcrafted goods. You obviously have the print on demand integrations that you can make with Etsy and sell merch and
No,
hats
I
and
don't. I don't like this system.
right.
It's
But
too
then
much
you
for
also
me.
then you also have the digital side of Etsy, where
Yes.
you can sell digital stuff. So you have all the whole kind of range of things that you can do on Etsy. So what kind of success have you seen there? Is it a place that you recommend people sell their digital assets bundles? Like what kind of advice do you have there?
This I recommend you to open an Etsy shop when you have at least 100 designs or digital
Oh
items.
wow.
And yeah, because you have to be consistent. You have to upload, for example, one or two listings on Etsy every day to be successful. And you have to prepare some files because you will spend a lot of time on keywording to find the right SEO for your items. And there are Etsy is like another kind of business because
Hmm, hmm,
there are a lot of many a lot of rules that are
mm,
totally different than from microstock. So when I start, I apply to be a contributor on Shutterstock.
hmm.
They approved my application from third time. Yeah, I tried to
Oh,
register
multiple
these
times. Yeah,
times.
got it, got it.
Yes, and then after I don't remember, maybe after 6 months, I started um, registering to another platforms like Adobe Stock, Dreamstime, and do for about 10 of platforms. And
Wow.
then I started to uploading all my stuff from Shutterstock to this another platforms. Then after maybe a year, I discovered Creative Market
Hmm.
and applied to Creative Market. And after 3 years, I applied to Etsy.
Mm.
So now I have 10,000 images on Shutterstock.
Wow.
And I
That is
can
a lot.
upload it to any new platform that invite me.
You can or you can't?
I can,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. Okay, got it, got it. Yeah, that would be
So the main goal is to build your base of
right.
digital items.
To have a massive library of stuff to consistently fall back on. Yeah. See, I take the complete opposite approach. I I finish a product and I immediately upload it.
Yeah, that's great. Right now, when I finish a product, I upload it right now,
Right,
and I
okay.
have a spreadsheet, and I upload to Creative Market
Mm.
and mark done. Upload to my website, mark done. To not forget because
Oh, right, because then you don't you well, yeah, you're keeping track of a lot of marketplaces. I would say the beginner is probably trying to get on one. So,
yes, yes, and for this, Adobe Stock is perfect, I think.
okay, interesting. Yeah, I'll have to look into that, the micro stocks kind of thing. I've never even actually heard of that. So, um, that's definitely good to know. I want to ask you about obviously on these marketplaces, on these places to sell, you have thumbnail images for these products, right? Thumbnail images for your packs or your patterns or your whatever. Like we were
Yeah,
looking on your shop,
preview.
it says like what it is, you got a preview of it, and this is something that obviously everyone can get better at is having a really clickable honest
Yeah,
thumbnail to get the attention into the listing so that they can see everything else. Because you may have a bundle, to your point, of 150 plus images, maybe, or whatever is in it, patterns, things like that. And that's just so much to try to throw at on the one image that they're going to see on Creative Market or Etsy or whatever. And and this applies to whatever you're selling. I sell clip art packs, I sell fonts, I sell whatever. You got to have an honest but clickable thumbnail. So when and I think your thumbnails are stunning. I think I get exactly the
yeah.
idea from what I'm gonna click in and look
Thanks.
at. Also, I'm probably looking for that thing too. So there's that component of it. So how did you arrive at the formulation of your thumbnails? Because I think that I'm sensing that people watching this are like, I need to know how to make a better looking clickable thing.
Yeah,
So what kind of advice do you
I
have?
know what I'm talking about. It's really hard. I always look what is selling on the top page of
Okay.
Creative Market, and sometimes few years ago, I say, "Wow, so brilliant! I want to make the same preview how to do this," and it's a catching. But now, sometimes there is just a set of elements
Mm.
and no other design. So just
Mm.
put your elements on a solid background. It's strange for me.
That is
Yeah.
strange.
My main secret is using mockups,
Mm.
and
Okay.
the main secret is using mockups from Createsy. This is a group of people who create mockups, and also they sell these mockups on Creative Market on their own website.
Mm.
Mm, yeah, and they look stunning. So it's real 3D objects
Yeah, object,
which
yeah.
you can, use in Photoshop and apply your design. It will be like real item.
Yeah, I think it's the use case. You have to just show yeah, you have to show the use case. If it's going to be a wall pattern, you show a wall or steps or tile or whatever.
Yeah, and I always try to show my best of the best elements. So I have, for
Okay.
example, 12 elements. I have to find the best one or a few best elements and
Mhm.
make a stunning composition and put it on my cover preview.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard this as well from another digital creator that's been selling clip art for a long while, and he said something very similar. He said, "I may have a pack of 25 or 30 clip art images, but someone's probably looking for like three. Like
Yes.
they're probably just looking for the like two or three that are in it, and they're gonna pay me the $5 or whatever for the whole pack, but they're probably gonna use two or three. You
Yeah,
know,
that's true. That's true.
yeah, I would say that that's pretty common. And I have the same approach. If I'm gonna do a bundle of like floral skulls, I want to put the best like two or three really big, and then all the other ones in the back just really small.
Yeah, and I can recommend to use contrast. For
Mm.
example, light elements on dark background.
Mhm, mhm.
Also, you can put filter, like black and white filter, to see how it looks in black and white.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good
And
skill. Yeah.
if your cover is contrasting, it will eye catching. Will be eye catching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of
that's a
course,
great tip.
composition,
Yeah.
composition have to be brilliant.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think that's a good checklist of things to go through. Obviously, you're looking at what other people are doing that is making the top seats, they're the top space, whether it's on Creative Market. You can obviously see, like, wow, this is getting sales. There must be something going on. I should take note of that. And then you're utilizing your other principles, like show the best two or three, use contrast, use the grayscale method, as it was, to see, like, is there any, can I actually see the contrast
Yeah.
between the element and the background. So I think that's a good checklist to compile a pretty good thumbnail. And then I don't know what you think about this, but I've talked with some friends, and they'll put one up for a month, maybe a month and a half, and then they'll change it, and they see, like, maybe this one does better. I don't know, like A/B test, like, okay, instead of
Yeah. Yeah.
light on dark, I'll do dark on light, or whatever.
Sometimes, sometimes I make a screenshot of the first page of Creative Market
Mm,
on my niche. I mean patterns, for example,
sure.
and I put my thumbnail um, onto this screenshot and see
Mhm.
how it looks.
Yeah. No, that's great. Yeah, no, that's a great skill. So maybe the last thing I want to just ask and get some thoughts about is, um, you are obviously doing a lot of work, uploading all of those things to all of these different places. And I want to know, for you, like, how do you manage your family and your work? Like, basically the balance between, like, I don't know, because you're in a different position that maybe other people are watching, but some people watching may be also like, oh, I have kids and work, and trying to learn more stuff and make money. Like, basically, what kind of, what kind of balance do you
Sometimes,
have?
yeah, sometimes I think if a person has kids, it just couldn't be lazy because you
Mm,
have kids and you have to do all these things with kids,
sure.
prepare food, teach them, and so on. And you cannot just sitting on the sofa and thinking, I have to do something.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, yeah.
So I think that's because my kids, they
Mm,
inspire me and they always moving me.
yeah. No, that's good. And I was. Do you ever? On that note, I was thinking about this. Like, do you ever invite them into the, like, creative process? Like, are they artistic, as it were, or, like, like, how do
Yeah.
you manage the creative fun nature of 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 that?
Oh, I don't invite them to my process because I want they um, find what they like. So
Yeah.
I it's that's up to them. And but I have uploaded some of my daughter's drawing on
Oh, wow.
Shutterstock.
Wow.
Yes, that's to describe. She can earn money on her 8 years.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And she come to me and ask, there is 1 week ago, have I any money? Have I earned any money?
Did she?
Yeah, but a few.
Yeah, yeah. That's okay. So the way that works, then, so just so I understand correctly, you can see, uh like, the earnings of a specific element. Is that like, how would
Yeah,
you know, like, hers versus yours, for example?
yeah, you can on microstocks
Okay.
on Shutterstock Adobe. You can go to dashboard and see how much money one specific element earned from this, from the all years.
Wow.
So it's
Wow.
possible. Even you can see keywords which people were typing in search to find your image, and after this they buy.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
you
so how
can
they're
see
finding
this.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's very useful statistic, and uh, I don't know, creative marketing doesn't have this statistic.
No, I wish they did, and I think Design Cuts has almost nothing. They need much
Yeah,
better analytics. I think unless you have something that I don't, I just get a little email at the end of each month that basically tells me which thing sold, and
the
I'm like,
same.
great, I have no data to know like
Yeah,
what.
they have a lot of discounts instead of this. You have to put
Mm,
a discount
yeah, yeah.
always.
I think Creative Market has some pretty decent like uh data for like yeah clicks, views, um obviously sales, but they don't have as much for like how someone got to it. They have like this person came from Instagram or this person came from Google, but I don't think they have like these are the words that they typed in. That would be
Yeah,
really helpful. Yeah. Yeah, anything like that.
I think all my people came from Pinterest.
Ah, Pinterest. Okay, yeah. So you would
Yeah,
say that definitely for you, that's probably a really important one to factor into the process,
I
right?
don't know
Posting
how it
everything.
works. I just make pins when I'm sad or when I'm lazy and I don't want to
That
draw.
is
I
how it
just
works. You just make pins. That's how it works.
I have this perfect, amazing button in my Chrome browser, that pin button, and I
Oh,
click it. That's it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the main point.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. Well, is there anything that you want people to know at the end of towards the end of all of our interviews? I always leave space open for our guests to talk about anything that's going on, anything fun and exciting, or if you just want to direct people to your website. Maybe there's some people watching that were like, "Ooh, I would love to buy those, those patterns." Obviously, I have your Instagram link down below, but yeah, anything that you have going on that you want to share, please feel free to do that.
Hmm. I can maybe share my main advice again.
Yeah,
Don't
sure.
put all eggs in one basket. And of course, if you have a chance, just try to sell your digital items, at
Mm,
least on Adobe Stock, because my husband became a professional designer and he didn't want to sell anything
mm,
online, but I invited him and show how it's easy,
yeah.
and he started selling. Also, I have my close friends are my colleagues, so they are very talented, and we grow together. So
Yeah.
it's community where all people are similar to you. They do the similar stuff as
Mm,
you, and it's amazing to follow persons which inspire you to, yeah. And I think it's the key thing is to just start
mm,
and don't wait for sales
yeah.
next day. Just start to build your process, draw, scan, make keywords and upload.
Mm,
Just build this in your day routine, for example, and then you will see results. You will definitely see results because yeah, it's really works. So you don't have to be afraid you will
mm.
earn zero. No, you will earn, but it's like long term uh, thing.
Perfect. Yeah, no, that was excellent. I'm sure a lot of people needed to hear that. Well, Ilona, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us. Of course,
Thank you for
uh,
inviting me.
yeah, absolutely. Everyone watching or listening, all of those links that we talked about are down in the description. Please go check out her work. It's absolutely amazing. I think I'm going to do a video following up with some of these platforms that Alona talked about because I think we need to get in on that. And look, please join the Discord. If you all aren't in the Discord, you can ask your questions there. Even if there was something that we talked about today that was confusing, you can comment down underneath this YouTube video or on Spotify, wherever you're watching or listening, and we will answer that question. So thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.